All right, shalom, and welcome to another Bible study that Yahweh has enjoined to us here in this body of Yahshua. My name is Esaac ben Israel, and I'm the elder priest of the United Congregation of Israel, and I'm joined here by the under priest, Priest Kish. Shalom, my brother.
Shalom.
All right, so the topic of today's study is what's in a name. Now, for us to deal with that, we're going to have to go into a few things. And we have to even look at what does that mean on a natural level and then on a spiritual level. Now, one of the questions that they will ask you when you go to get your name changed legally is a very, very important question. And they will ask you this question before they give you your final name change, okay? And they will ask you, are you doing this name change to avoid any kind of legal business? Are you avoiding something with this name change? That is an absolutely interesting question. Because when the question is asked, you have to then think about, why did you ask me that? So then now we have to start dealing with something, okay? Is there a connection between legal liability and the name? Well, consider something. There are times that we may see a business, and that business may be called ABC Building, and something happens, something that they built went wrong. They then changed that name to DEF Building. All the same people, all the exact same address, just, changed the name on the truck, same phone number. Now, because they changed that name, when somebody says, weren't y'all the people that built that building and it failed? They can legally say no. That was ABC Building. That wasn't that we DEF. Yeah, but no, the people was right there at 2417 Rondo Road. Yeah. That's the building. But I tell you what, that's not us. What do you mean? That's not. It looked just like you when I saw the thing in the paper. I saw in the paper, and it was a dude Harry, just like you. That wasn't us. That wasn't us. That was ABC. We DEF. Okay, now. That sounds like, wait a minute now, you know what I'm saying? That sounds pretty greasy. You know, what's happening there? But then we have to wonder, in this book, you're going to find these name changes at a spiritual enlightenment point as well. And you have to wonder, why does Yahweh do that? Okay? Why would that take place? First of all, we have to understand how important a name is when you're dealing with any person and what you're representing. You know, if I said, I am going to go meet my friend Bob, you just got a picture in your head of what Bob looks like. But I didn't show you any picture of Bob. But you also got something else. You got what you believe Bob worships, just by me telling you his name. Now, I said, I'm going to go meet my other friend. His name is Ali Shabazz. Okay, stop. I didn't give you a picture of him, but you developed a picture in your mind of how Ali Shabazz looks. And you also developed in your thought process what God Ali Shabazz worships. And I didn't tell you anything but his name. That's all I told you. And like so, when I say I'm going to meet my friend Zechariah ben Israel, now you just got a picture in your head, and you got a thought in your head as well as to how he worships. Okay, so then now we understand a name invokes a spirit. What kind of spirit are you calling upon yourself? Now, it may be something that you already fit, and it ain't nothing you can do about it anyway. So let's get into a few things here so that we can understand why that would be important, or why is there any connection to it. Because when you go to a regular secular courtroom and they ask you, are you trying to evade anything by changing your name? That says that they know that there is some kind of separation from one thing to another when that name is changed. Let's start at Genesis chapter 16. Genesis chapter 16, and let's start that at verse 1.
Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, Yahweh has restrained me from bearing. I pray you, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai.
Now, if the handmaid is a very decent individual, this works. This entire process works all throughout the book. But if the handmaid has an issue or develops one, now we have an issue. We have a problem between these individuals. Go ahead.
And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
All right. Now, it says she gave her to her husband. Most of the times you read something, it'll say he took her to his wife. Mm-hmm. But this one says she gave her to her husband. So we see the way the order works in this situation. Go ahead.
And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
Wait a minute. She gave her to her husband, and now she despises the woman who gave her. You're going to find that a lot of times the ones who you do the most for are the ones who are going to step on you the most. It is going to be interesting. And, I woke up with a thought, and I was, thinking about something along these lines. And it's not just this, it's anything. It's the ones that you help. These you tend to have issues with, but it's not that. What it is a lot of times we look past some things, right? And we end up having those people who we just ignore things from, they will be the ones that do the most wrong. Like, you will try not to hurt somebody's feelings. You say, like, this person can't do such and such, but you go all the way out of your way to not hurt their feelings. Mm-hmm. It'll be that person who's dogging you out the most. The one who you were trying your best not to say anything about, you didn't want to even mention their ailment, and they're the ones who's talking about you. Yahweh is pushing something about just judgment. So those ones that you're ignoring, all right, I see this problem, but I'm not going to mention it. That's going to be the one that's going to step on you. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. No, every time you keep saying, you know what, they have, this issue, or they have this thing, but I'm not going to say anything about it. That's the one that's going to harm you. Because whether you know it or not, you're causing judgment to rest. You're causing judgment to cease because you won't say anything to that individual. In turn, Yahweh going to make that individual hurt you. It is absolutely amazing when I go back and start looking. It's every time you just say, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about this. Although I see it, I'm not going to say. That's the one that's going to do you the most wrong. So we need to pay attention onto those things. Go ahead,
I think those individuals also realize and become complacent, and they just keep pushing the boundaries more and more because they realize, you know what? they keeping this to themselves. They're not saying anything about it.
Right. And they know you know it. And at that point, then they get emboldened to keep going. Go ahead.
And Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon you. I have given my maid into your bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. Yahweh judge between me and you. But Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, your maid is in your hand. Do to her as it please you. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of Yahweh found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence cometh you? And whither will you go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, Return to your mistress and submit yourself under her hands.
Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest thing for us to do. Return anywhere and submit after we know we done wrong. Because now, she felt like she had the upper hand. So she started putting forth a little nasty effort. Then when it returned, now she want to flee. Mm-hmm. And see, that's what it said. The wicked flee with no man pursue. See, what they do is they start something until something actually go down. See, you find them dogs that do a whole lot of barking. Because they on the other side of the fence. Then you open that fence and walk in and where you going? I thought you was big black dog. Where you going? I thought you was gonna bite something. Then you find out it's all over in the corner of the backyard. I met you in the front. What you doing? When the situation changed, now all of a sudden you see what it is. Now it was okay for her to be nasty toward her mistress. When it returned, all of a sudden, now it's some great sin when it happens to them. Go ahead.
And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, I'll multiply your seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, Behold, you are with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because Yahweh has heard your affliction.
Wait a minute. So then, now, Yahweh has heard your affliction, so call the child Ishmael. Now, when you go and look at the definition of Ishmael, it says Elohim will hear. So the whole part of this name then fits a part of what is happening as she's bearing this child. So when we even start dealing with names and the meaning of them, how important it is when we decide to do that. Let's jump to Genesis chapter 17. And start at verse 15.
And Elohim said unto Abraham, As for Sarai your wife, you shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Why? Why is he changing her name? Now, we are the kind of people that once we get accustomed to something, we don't want anything to change. We set up something the way we want to have it set up, and then we don't want to adjust that. Yahweh says this is not her name anymore. She is going to be something else. I am elevating her. Upon spiritual enlightenment, you're going to find that the names change and the meaning goes along with what their proposed thing in that life is. It is something in it that fits. It doesn't mean they're going to do that particular thing, but the spirit of that is with them, and it may be something that they're trying to deal with, maybe something that they're trying to overcome. But one way or another, it fits how they operate. So he says, Sarai shall not be her name, but Sarah shall be her name. Go ahead.
And I'll bless her, and give you a son also of her. Yes, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto me that is 100 years old?
Now, we always mention the part where she laughed because the angel mentioned. But he was the one that laughed first. He just don't get questioned for his. She does. So he had led the order of the house. Abram fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? So the order of the house has already been set by the man. So by the time this same thing is said unto her, you're going to have a child, she laughed. I don't see this being possible. So their laughter is actually doubt. Okay? Now, you got to understand how Yahweh operates. Same thing, make it laugh, make it cry. All right? So he said, okay, so you doubt him. And both of them doubted. And what they did when they doubted was laugh. All right, go ahead.
Confirmation coming too, right?
Yes, they both did it. But, we'll pay attention to the one who got, spoken to about, and she was the one that the angel said. Why did she laugh? But you have to ask yourself, why did the angel ask him? Why was it a question in his house? The angel know how you led your house. See, we want to ask or claim plausible deniability about something that happened in the house, and that was exactly how we led it. He brought forth the laughter in questioning the direction. Go ahead.
And Abram said unto Elohim, oh, that Ishmael might live before you.
Here we go. The second part of doubt. Go ahead.
And Elohim said, Sarai your wife shall bear you a son indeed, and you shall call his name Esau.
The fact that we're going into indeed, all right, I see you questioning me. I see you don't think that, surely if you ain't done it by this long, you ain't going to do it. Surely you got this doubt and you operating in this doubt, but I'm going to tell you again, indeed she shall bear you a son. Go ahead.
And the name came after he laughed. It was already established.
There you go. But that ain't what we remember. We always remember her laughing. No, he laughed. So now, as a statement of, don't question me, boy. Call the boy what you did. Go ahead.
And I'll establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
Now, call that boy laughter. Both of y'all done laughed when I told you that you were going to have this child at an old age. Neither one of y'all believe me. Every time you call him, I want you to think about how you doubted me. See, we look at that for one way. We just think, all right, Esaac means laughter. Okay, no. No, I want every time you call him, I doubted Elohim. Hey, I doubted Elohim. Come here. I put that down. I doubted Elohim. I doubted Elohim. Don't do that. That's not yours. Every time you call him, I want you to think about that you doubted me. Okay. See, we want to look at a part of that. Now look at it in the whole thing. Because Yahweh is making a point by saying, call his name laughter. It wasn't just about laughter. It's about, this is what you decided that you wanted to do when he gave you a promise. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 7. Isaiah chapter 7, and start this at verse 10. And because we don't really get into that, because we have so many other things coming at us as a people, we think that names are just, some things that sound good. So then we try to pick the best sounding names without even really trying to figure out what any of it means. And then, what does it mean in whatever language, that's supposed to be in? We just pick something. But we have to be careful, because what means something in one language doesn't mean the same thing in another language. So then you have to ask yourself, which one of those languages do you worship in? Or do you worship toward? Go ahead.
The difference is with picking names. When people from overseas come here and pick a name, they can tell you point blank, well, this is my Christian name.
Yep.
Because when you talk to the Africans, you'll see they have a total different name. The Indians will do it. All them people, oh, this is my Christian name. We pick a name and, oh, I just liked it.
Right. They're picking a name because they don't want to sit there and have to explain to you 10 minutes, how to pronounce and say their name. Then you're going to start asking questions about what it means. And some names it's hard to, you can't spell, how you spell that, how you doing? This is my bro. I can't even say your name. Wait a minute, I can't. So you put the tongue to the roof of the mouth and then automatically pull down? How do you do that? So that's too difficult. They be like, yeah, my name's James. So that's a fake name that they pick to be here. And that allows them to go ahead and do business without a whole bunch of back and forth. But all their family called them by their real name, not the name they told you. Go ahead.
It says chapter 7 and verse 10. Moreover, Yahweh spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask you a sign of Yahweh your Elohim. Ask it either in depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahweh. And he said, Hear you now, O house of David. Is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my El also? Therefore the Adonai himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you abhorreth shall be forsaken of both her kings. Yahweh shall bring upon you and upon your people and upon your father's house days that have not come from the day that Ephraim departed from Yehudah, even the king of Assyria. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall hiss for the fly that is in the uttermost part of the rivers of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria. And they shall come, and shall rest all of them in the desolate valleys, and in the holes of the rocks, and upon all thorns, and upon all bushes.
Now, when we look at this instance, it actually speaks more of who and what he is. Because they very rarely even said Emmanuel or anything referring to him. But Emmanuel means Elohim with us. So it is a statement of who he is being among us. So then now you find that these names are to fit who this individual is with Elohim. So this is why upon our baptism, we choose a spiritual name. We don't tell anybody that they have to get their name done legally. But if we remember, what we said in the opening, they asked in the court, are you changing your name to evade any legal prosecution or to fraud anybody? Now, why would they ask that? Okay, we hear that coming toward certain things, Yahweh just straight changed somebody's name. Now, it must mean something if you're going to change a 90-year-old name. Everybody done got used to saying their name for almost 100 years. And Yahweh said, no, it's going to be this today. Now, imagine going to your grandmama. Now, look, Mama, Betsy don't want to be called Betsy no more. What? What do you mean Betsy don't want to be called Betsy? I've been playing bingo with Bessie for 35 years. What are you talking about? You can't change from Bessie. Shit, we already got a bingo group, and it's called the Bet Sites. What are you talking about? You can't change the Bet Sites. What are you talking about? That's just what it is. No, Grandmama, she said she had spiritual enlightenment. She don't want to be called that. She said she's going to be called Deborah from now on. What? Imagine having this conversation with your grandma. Okay. Yahweh did not care. Now your life is about to take a spiritual turn, and I need your name to reference that. Interesting. So then when we start dealing with this name change and liability, okay, so you've walked in the name James Johnson for 30 years. How much sin was done in the name of James Johnson? Now, if we then get baptized and we are born again, do you want to take all the sins from James Johnson and drop them right back on the very new body that just came out that water? Would that make sense? So then now there is a spiritual connection with the name change and righteousness. So Yahweh said, no. You're going to be known from this. Not only am I going to change your name, but I'm going to change her name. So now let's consider something. Abraham said, well, not that Ishmael might live before you. Yahweh, look, no. Okay, going further down, he says, call your son Esaac, your only son. Now, this might sound disrespectful. Now, hold on, Yahweh. Now, because you know Ishmael is my boy too. No. Ishmael is Abram's son. You Abraham. See? Now that's the other dude, son. No. I want the child that come from Abraham and Sarah. I don't want no child who come from Abram or no child that come from Sarai. Because that child, even though it came from the woman, that came from Sarai. Sarai gave forth the handmaid that brought forth that child. No. That's your child back then. I want the child that come from the newly spiritual born people. I want that child. That's the one I want. Now, Yahweh just decided he was just going to call their life from that point. No matter how many years they've been living, no matter how many kids, he called that one. That's the only one that come after your name change. You don't think that means something? That is pretty heavy. Where we at, bro?
Verse 20.
Go ahead.
Says, in the same day shall the Adonai shave with the razor that is hard, namely, by them beyond the river, by the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the feet, and shall also consume the beard.
All right. Let's go to Daniel chapter 4. Because when we look at some things and we ask, is there some importance in it? I mean, we have to examine, would we do some of those things on our own and not really understand the power of it? Daniel chapter 4, and I want you to start at verse 4.
I, Nebuchadnezzar, was at rest in mine house, and flourishing in my palace. I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me. Therefore made I a decree to bring in all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came in the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers, And I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me the interpretation thereof.
Right. Now, when you are one who stands out because your culture is different, when everybody else can't do something and you are able to do it, your God then is magnified. Go ahead.
But at last Daniel came in before me, whose name was Belteshazzar, according to the name of my God.
Wait a minute. According to the name of my God is his name, Belteshazzar, but his real name is Daniel. He doesn't have a choice in answering to Belteshazzar. Because of the oppression that they are under, he has to answer to this heathen name. So a lot of times you'll find people that will make the connection, but they chose their heathen name on their own. They want to be known by a heathen name. No. Don't put yourself in the same boat with Daniel. He was forced to answer to a heathen name. Go ahead.
And in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And before him I told the dream, saying, O Belteshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in you, and no secret troubles you, tell me the visions of my dream that I have seen, and the interpretation thereof. Thus were the visions of mine head in my bed. I saw and behold a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and it was meat for all. The beast of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed of it. I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and, behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said thus, Hew down the tree and cut off his branches, take off his leaves and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts and the grass of the earth. He cried, Nevertheless, leave the stump, let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whomsoever he will, and sets up over it the basis of men.
All right. So then this very powerful man in spirituality, but not powerful in the earth. So he then had to accept this name. But the children of Israel are in captivity. So then these are things that they have to deal with in captivity. It's what we would say, our government name. Okay, so then we got to have a government name. That's that name that you put down on those papers. Let's back up and go to Daniel chapter 1. Daniel 1, and let's start at verse 1.
In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Yehuda, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the Adonai gave Jehoiakim, king of Yehuda, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of Elohim, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children of whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the language of the Chaldeans.
All right, so then they were given the same thing that happened to us today. They were given a scholarship. They said, find us worthy people who can be taught. This is the same system that happens to us right now in this place. And we may not understand what's happening. What they're doing is taking our best and our brightest from among us. And it sounds like they're doing them a favor. We're going to give them a scholarship. We're going to teach them this. We're going to pay their way to school. By the time they finish, they will have no connection to the people that they came from. They said we want to teach them the language of the Chaldeans. The purpose is to turn them from the love of their people and make them great in the process. So now their people will not want to have connection with their people anymore. They're going to want to be like them. The very things that we're reading are the very things that still happen to this day. What happened? They give one of our players in the Deep Project a scholarship and said, come here and play ball. By the time they finish school, they have no connection to the people that live in that same neighborhood that they came from. Go ahead.
You know, when you talk about language, you're looking at two languages as being taught. The language of the tongue, and then you've got that body language that changes as well. Mm-hmm. Now they come in looking down on you.
Most definitely. You know, you learn that life posture. You know, there's posture when they say, sit up in your chair. And then there's that posture where, oh, yeah. Oh, you from the bricks, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
Right. So, you know, our scholarship takes 4 years. That means we slow. The original scholarship was supposed to be 3 years. You supposed to be done. You supposed to have your degree in 3. So we done got slow. It take us an extra year. Go ahead.
But you realize, right, they were appointed a portion of wine.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them go off to college and get caught up in the wine and the libation and forget to go.
Of course they do. Go ahead.
Now among these were of the children of Yehuda, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Now, all of these names glorify the Elohim of Israel. They said Daniel is an El is Elohim. Hananiah, Yah. Once again, he is extolled by his name, Yah. These names then, Mishael and then Azariah. Every one of these names glorify the God of Israel. But this is under their culture. But because the culture wasn't kept in the correct way, now they're in captivity, and now the next thing happens. Go ahead.
Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names.
Now, they gave names. Remember when we got here, we had to take, what'd you call it? A Christian name. And this is why we kind of lost focus, because our people start just picking names that didn't make no sense. You know, we just, you know, so we, you know, I want to be ethnic. I don't know. And we didn't know what it was. So we just start putting things together. It's just going to be Pookie Shamal. Pookie Shamal? What the hell does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to show my ethnicity. That shows your foodnicity. That don't mean nothing. But see, once again, we're trying to revolt against the Christian name without understanding what it is we're revolting against. Because you may be running away from something and run into something worse than what you were running from. What they said, Kunta Kinte couldn't keep his name. No. You got to say your Christian name, because your name says who you worship. And the name that you take establishes who you serve. So if you take this Christian name, then we know you have been subdued by the Christian God, and thus by the Christian people. So then there's a statement to be made in changing that name. Now the question is, what do you change it to? Go ahead.
Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
Now, it's almost like he wanted to make them, I'm going to give it to you close. Because if Mishael was Meshach, hey, look, this, it'll roll right off the tongue. You know what I'm saying? Your people can get used to it. Azariah, Abednego. Now, we know those names. We know the heathen names more than we know the other. Almost every Christian can tell you Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Say the real names and ask them. They're going to look at you like you are out of your mind. They know the heathen name. And this is us, how we just gravitate to the thing that we're supposed to leave alone. Okay? So you have that, but then you have to get the understanding of what Yahweh wants for us. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 44. Isaiah 44, and let's start at verse 1.
Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus says Yahweh that made you and formed you from the womb, which will help you. Fear not, O Jacob my servant, and you, Yeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I'll pour my spirit upon your seed, and my blessing upon your offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am Yahweh's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
Why would a nation of Israelites surname themselves by the name of Israel? We just read why. What happened to them in captivity? Called them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the biggest step is us making a proclamation. This is who I am and this is who I serve. Your name says that before any word come out of your mouth. We think that we establish something by what we say. So we're doing a whole bunch of yapping. But it is established when they call you. What did they call you? So these people were forced to take these names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yahweh knows that as the children of Israel get spread across the four corners of the globe, we're going to get these names. We have a whole bunch of people that have Spanish names. Why? Because that's where they ended up. Then Yahweh has in here, they're going to change their names and surname themselves. But they can only do that once they come to an accurate understanding of who they are. And after they come to that, do they have what's necessary in them to make the change? Because we are individuals who like to walk in whatever we're accustomed to walking in. We're creatures of habit. So will they make that? And will we give up all the things that we gained by being a heathen? Because see, we done built up a lot of things in that name. When we grab hold to other names, there is some protection and camaraderie in that. Okay, go ahead.
You know, Elder, there was a time that a lot of us don't even realize that because of the names our parents chose, it even opened the door or closed the door.
Yeah.
Because just by looking at a resume and they looked at a certain name, nah, get that out of here. We already know what they look like. So that whole name hindered or opened doors at some point.
Yeah, Puka Shamal couldn't figure out why they couldn't get no job. Puka Shamal was just like, I'm overqualified. I went to college. Yeah, but ain't nobody want to call Puka Shamal at no office. Ain't nobody giving you that job. Puka Shamal, it's a done deal. You need to go somewhere. You need to figure out something about this right here, because and don't nobody want to call that. But understanding that this is what our people will have to do. But because we get some kind of benefits from picking these other names, we're doing it. You know, somebody told me that there was, they once heard that somebody said that they purposely wouldn't pick a Hebrew name, which was the strangest thing to me. Of if you're going to profess to be a Hebrew, why would you not pick a Hebrew name? Now, a lot of times we are encouraged to do things because we're going to get some benefit out of it. So a lot of times our folks will go and deal with the Muslims, especially when they go to jail. Because, see, they know if they go and they pick, you know, and hang out with the Muslim, that'll save them from them backdoor bully bandits that be in the cell block. Now, see, if you join them gangs, you got to still deal with those backdoor bully bandits, because, see, they'll do it right there within the gang. But when you deal with the Muslims, they have a code. They're not going to cross that line. So I got a brother who went to jail Christian. He came home saying all kind of stuff. Don't repeat this. You ain't got to worry about me repeating that. What is that? He all crossed the, okay, you turn Muslim in now. Right. You either join that gang, and with that gang, you got to make sure you in the same corner, because there's more of them on this side than it is on this side. Now, you can't go on that side if you on this side. So then a lot of them go and pick their Muslim name or go and become Muslim because they scared of those backdoor bullies. All right? So that will keep them off of it. This is why when I hit the street, everywhere I go, some brother is telling me, Assalamu alaikum, bro, I'm not Muslim. Every time they say, I say, Shalom, bro. And they just sat there and paused. Now, what's funny is, the brothers who saying this to me, they're not Muslim. I can understand if these were Muslim who looked at the kufi, they looked at me dressed. This is Pookie Shamal who coming up to me talking about some Assalamu alaikum. What do you know about that, Pookie? But see, because of that culture and wanting to get the acceptance of hanging around them, because all these people turn. This is why they know the prayers. They can say all of these things because they done dealt with it in there. Then they come back out and then they go back to whatever they're going to be. Was that rapper who finna get life or done got life? Made sure right before they gave him his jail time, he took his oath to be a Muslim right before they gave him, because they had already done caught him up with several murders. He made sure he had his affiliation. Now, what's interesting is this. He was already in a gang. So, when he went to jail, he changed his gang affiliation. He dropped his gang affiliation and stood fast to his Muslim affiliation. Now, that's interesting. All his rap said, gang, 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 gang. Not one of his rap said Islam, Islam, Islam. But his rap said gang, 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 gang. But when it was time to go to jail, he started worrying about the BBBs, and he changed. Interesting. What will we do for pomp and circumstance? But now, that means every time somebody call us, now that God is being glorified every time that name is being said. Okay, go ahead.
You know, it takes only a few to stand out, but even with doing that, there was still some affiliation, because they did ask Shine, how is it that you went and came out Jewish? He wasn't the only ones that went in and came out Jewish. Mm-hmm. But there's still that protection that you don't see by the way he went down that course.
But you got to stay in your corner. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to stay in your corner. Now, I want to go to something. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 25. Because a lot of times we will, look at something and say, well, it's just this. but you have to deal with the spirit of what you are walking in. You know, are you walking in something that's supposed to glorify your Elohim, or are you walking in something else? Who are you glorifying? See, it's a different thing when Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael have to take a name. It's something altogether different when you take it on your own. That is not the same thing. So if you purposely did something, you're saying from the get-go, I'm not a believer. You're saying from the get-go, this is not my culture, or I need to make sure I'm prepared just in case I go back in, that I'm already ready to deal with whatever comes toward me in this fashion. When my brother came home with all this, I mean, he had prayers wrote up. And we wasn't even no big Christians, you know, way back when. So, you know, when he came home with all of these things written up, I'm like, bro, what did this him? And I mean, he was true to it, you know, them for a couple weeks. But, you know, after he got a few McDonald's with them suicide dough fries, hey, I didn't hear no more of them prayers. So, but it lasted for a few weeks. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 25. And go ahead and start at verse 1.
And Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together, and lamented him, and buried him in his house at Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran. And there was a man in Maon, whose possession were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding, and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb.
The man was not a good man, but the woman was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. Go ahead.
And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men. And David said unto the young man, Get you up to Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name. And thus shall you say to him that lives in prosperity, Peace be both to you, and peace be to your house, and peace be unto all that you have. And now I have heard that you have shearers. Now your shepherds, which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there aught missing unto them, all the while they were in Carmel. Ask your young men, and they will show you. Wherefore let the young man find favor in your eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray you, whatsoever comes to your hand unto your servants, and to your son David. And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, Who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I've killed for my shearers and give it unto men whom I know not whence they be?
You know, it's very, very dangerous what happens when people are easy to speak against something, especially when it is not turned into the pinnacle of what it's going to be. You know, a lot of people, you know, say, you know, they would have never said those things against Christ. But of course, you know, we're thinking about the whole everything that Christ is now. But no. Take him with just a church of 12. You sure you wouldn't have disrespected him? I mean, that's come on now. That's a very small church by all means. He ain't got but 12. Matter of fact, he had more and he ran them off by speaking too harshly. He said it was too many. So would you have said and believed on the magnitude that you believe now? We all want to think that we would. But with just 12, would you? Go ahead.
You know, it's interesting the way David sent his men out. Because he always said when you go into a city, bid it peace.
Yep.
And isn't that the first thing he said?
Peace be unto you. Peace be unto everything that you have. But see, a fool don't understand when you're trying to be nice. He don't understand what's happening. He taking that niceness for weakness. And that's what often happens. Go ahead.
So David's young men turned their way and went again and came and told him all those things. And David said unto his men, Gird you on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them.
He railed on him. Now, a regular man within the house said, Hey, look, hey, your husband, hey, on everything I love, Shadow, we about to die. I'm trying to tell you, hey, the way he be talking, we about to have some problem. That way, you know who that was he was talking to? Go ahead.
But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them when we were in the field. They were a wall unto us both by night and day, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what you will do, for evil is determined against our master.
Wait a minute. Evil is determined. Now, did he hear David and them say something? What he heard? He heard one part of the conversation and said, uh-oh. Uh-oh. This ain't going to turn out right here. Go ahead.
And against all his household, for he is such a son of Belial that a man cannot speak to him.
Wait a minute. A man cannot even speak to him. He has that type of demeanor. But he got money, though. He has substance. But his attitude is horrible. Go ahead.
And Abigail made haste, and took 200 loaves, and 2 bottles of wine, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on an ass. And she said unto her servants, Go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill, and, behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow has in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him. And he has requited me evil for good. So and more also do Elohim unto the enemies of David, if I leave at all pertain to him by the morning light any that piss against the wall. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass, and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground. And fell at his feet, and said, Upon me, my master, upon me let this lawlessness be. And let your handmaid, I pray you, speak in your audience, and hear the words of your handmaid. Let not my master, I pray you, regard this son of Belial, even Nabal.
Now listen, go ahead.
For as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him.
His name folly. His name fool. So fool did foolish. So wait a minute. We just picked something as a name because we either trying to represent this or we representing that. It's no different than when we pick a name collectively. Wait a minute. When we join a fraternity, didn't you pick a collective name? Okay, so his name, he ends up operating in the same folly. Now he got money, he got all of this, and all of that helped him become foolish. You ever seen somebody come up so much that they fall? I ask people, you ever seen anybody fall up? We're the only people that can fall up. We get a better car, a better job, still end up losing everything that we got. How you fall up? Explain how you fell up. I know how everybody fall down. But how you fall up? How you get more stuff? And don't give me so much that I forget about you. Because we get past that one threshold. We don't know Yahweh or his people. Go ahead.
It's known what the name means. At what point do you say, you know what, I'm changing my name?
Sometimes you wait too late. You done already done whatever the fool act is that equal fool. It's too late once you actually play the fool to stop being the fool. You got to figure that out beforehand. Go ahead.
But I, your handmaid, saw not the young men of my master, whom you did send. Now therefore, my master, as Yahweh lives, and as your soul lives, seeing Yahweh has withholden you from coming to shed blood, and from avenging yourself with your own hand, now let your enemies, and they that seek evil to my master, be as Nabal.
Be as Nabal. Be as the fool. Okay? So, this name, he ended up, now look at how long this is taking. Now, this is an established man. This is a man with a house with substance, and it take this long for him to actually fulfill the era of what he is named. But understand, every time somebody call him, they call in that spirit. Hey, fool. Fool. Hey, fool, come here for a second. Fool. How long before you keep being called a fool before you become a fool? All right. My two greatest rappers both made albums about death. Tupac and Biggie. And in case you didn't notice, they both dead. Okay. All right. Note to self. No albums about death. All right. Got it. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 23. But see, it was power in those words. Power in those words. It's power in the name. What is a name? A word that you are called by. Ezekiel chapter 23 and started at verse 1.
The word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity. And the names of them were Aholah the elder, and Aholibah her sister. And they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem Aholibah.
Wait a minute. So after you decide to, we said they got Christian names, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got government names. I'm sorry, but apparently Yahweh said you got whole names too. All right, so you, they call me by my whole name, Aholibah. Wait a minute. He said this is what you doing. I'm gonna give you a name that fit what you're doing. What? Beyonce had Sasha Fierce, right? Mm-hmm. So when she get ready to get into her alter ego and something happens, she said, I ain't do it. But Sasha did that thing. Who the hell is Sasha? Sasha. Who did it? She did it. Okay, whatever. Okay, so there's an alter ego or another name, another entity that then takes credit for this doing. All right, he says, no, you have earned yourself another name by your dealings. Go ahead.
People also say they have stage names, right?
Uh-huh.
So there's names for all different aspects of your walk.
Right. And what's being represented in each one of those names that you have chosen? Because, one minute we want to be Zechariah ben Israel. The next minute we want to be, call me Yadish Zimmerman. Now, wait a minute. What the hell are you doing right here? What the hell are you doing right here? What the hell is this? When did you do this? Well, I use a name when I'm trying to get credit. Oh, okay. Well, damn, that might work. Okay. Well, hey, good luck on that, though. Good luck on that. Because even if you may succeed in that, now, what has your God seen that you have just switched sides because of what may prosper you? And how is he going to hold you accountable when it comes down to that? We must remember, it says, in all things that I've said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the names of other gods. How you going to be called by the name of another God or of any language that another God is worshipped in and still say that you down with this God? Can somebody actually walk up to you and say, you know what, man, I serve the Lord? Oh, yeah, what's your name? Satan. I said, your name what? They call me Satan. Hey, man, I'm not calling you that, and I need you to get the hell on. That's what I need you and your name, everything about it to go. So why do we make passes on other things? If we would call that out, we should call all the other things out before. And that's what gets us into trouble. We're allowing individuals to have leeway, and all they do is more dirt. When actually their name already spoke and said that they were never a believer. Go ahead, bro.
You know, you keep talking about the worship. When it's your job and you got to go into certain places is one thing, but when you're choosing to go there, it's a whole nother thing.
You got it.
Like what the man said, hey, when you see me go into the house of my master's guys and he pulled me down.
Right. And I beckon and I kneel. Don't hold that against me. Right. Hey, it's a totally different thing. We turn around and we make it proclaim. We go get shirts made in. Who in the hell told you went and got a shirt, man? You got this embroidered? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And Ahola played the harlot when she was mine.
I know y'all thought I made that up, but that's so. If he gave her a new name and then he said she played the harlot, is that not her whole name? All right then. So when y'all here in these streets, make sure, hey, don't be scared. Go ahead and say, what's your name? Ahola. Why? Because I'm out here in these streets. Go ahead and call it. Don't be ashamed. Don't go out there and tell nobody you such and such by Israel and you out there hoeing. So same with a brother. When a brother out there, oh, he want to be a Hebrew on the Sabbath, but he out there in the dark at night hoeing. Go ahead. When that chick come up, hey, boy, oh, you look good riding around. You know what I'm saying? Got your gold chains laying in your taco meat. What your name is? Tell her, my name Aholabah. Because that's your whole name. Tell her your whole name. Don't tell her that you know Israelite. You hoeing that night. Give her your whole name. Go ahead, Brent.
You know what's funny? The first couple of letters, Aho.
Aho. A-H-O. Tell her your whole name. Don't be representing my God. That ain't what you out there doing. Go ahead.
And she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, with all of whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised her breast, the breast of her virginity, and poured their whoredom upon her. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians.
You get caught just where you play at. Here it is. You have the holy name of Israel, but you done got the name of a hoe. And then he leave you out there stuck with your lovers. And let me tell you something. You're going to find your lovers ain't going to treat you like a real Israelite woman. See, you got a real Israelite woman, you get sick, she going to deal with you. See, when you get stuck out there with your lovers, all they can do is, what's wrong? Oh, it's you. Oh, you don't look good, Daddy. Daddy, it don't look good. Dad, I think you're going down.
For your replacement.
Hey, exactly. Give me your phone book. I call one of your friends before you go all the way down. Go ahead.
These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword. And she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. And when her sister Aholibah saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she.
Y'all ain't wrong for that, though. He said, that why he going to pick Aholibah? And why he do that? Hey, okay, all right. But see, people have said, that brother harsh. That brother be teaching that brother hard. Don't tell it to me. Tell it to the man who wrote the stuff that I'm reading. When you get on your knees, tell him. You bad. Be bad. Go ahead.
And in her whoredoms more than her sister in her whoredoms. She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains and rulers clothed most gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men.
So she earning this name. So it's one thing, you got to understand that this works backwards. So first, people pick a name and then they walking in the spirit of the name. Yahweh will turn around and watch you and give you the name of what you spiritually walking in. You gotta find somebody else to play with. You want something to play with, I'm trying to tell you, Walmart got all kind of toys. Go out there to the toy section, and I'm telling you, you can get down on the floor and get the cars. Just play with them. That's your best bet. Because you're playing with my God, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to end up hurt. Go ahead.
Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and that she increased her whoredoms. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them, and sent messengers on to them into Chaldea.
All right. So we see that Yahweh does this, and you create that whether you know it or not. Let's go to Revelation chapter 11.
You know, it's interesting when you actually look at this. So she first saw pictures and drawings of them and became enthralled with them. And then she actually saw them. It was over. It was done.
Okay, so we look on Instagram. We see her. We be like, oh my God, it is. Look at this. It airbrushed. Ain't none of that real. That Photoshop. So then we see a real woman. We like, no, she ain't all that. No, she is all that. All that's real. All that's her. Okay? It might not look like, you know what I'm saying, like the Instagram stuff, but that's real stuff. Okay. So we doted when we saw it on the internet. Okay. I don't see no different. We're doing the same thing.
Revelations 11.
Yes. Revelation 11. Go ahead and start at verse 1.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of Elohim and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. And I'll give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees, and the 2 candlesticks standing before the L of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceeds out of their mouth, and devours their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascends out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them.
Now, the only way the beast can overcome them and kill them is when their job is done. When I tell people, you might want to keep working. They have the power to do everything as long as their job keep going. Folk don't really understand how dangerous it is to not have anything to do. As soon as their job is done, now the protection, the power, all of that is gone. Why? Because the power and the protection went with the job. Yahweh not just giving you power and protection because he said, you know, boy, the way you look at them Jordans and them skinny jeans, boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, you be doing it, y'all. You be doing sprinkling and put a little protection on that. That ain't why he did it. Quit the job and see what happened to you. We don't understand what that means. It's protection in that. As soon as the job is over, they can be killed. They can't be killed while they're in the midst of their prophecy in their testimony. So let my job in. I be standing in unemployment line at Yahweh. Hey, look, I heard y'all got another opening over here on this side. No, I need a job, man. I need a job. People check out when they ain't got no job. Hey, what you got over there? I know how to sweep. I've seen it done before. Go ahead.
Well, they say idle hands is the devil workshop.
Because either I get to doing something or he going to be messing with me. Go ahead.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Wait a minute, wait. Their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is Sodom and Egypt. Where? Look, read the last part.
Where also our Adonai was crucified.
Oh, wait a minute. That didn't happen in Sodom or Egypt. So they got a spiritual name. He called them Sodom and Egypt because of their doings. So you can pick you a name all you want. What does the spirit of your doing say? You have to wonder, what do Yahweh call you? Oh, y'all, here come this hole. A holeable. What he call you? Hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. See, whoremongers would be judged. The marriage bed is undefiled. See, whoremongers think that they can do the same thing that married people do. No. That's not how that works. What does Yahweh call you? We can pick whatever name we want to pick. That ain't the one that counts. Go ahead. What does he call you? Because he see all our actions. Imagine going up to the throne and he say something that you ain't. What's up, Slim Jim? Who the hell is that? No, that's what you do. You steal cars all the time, right? That's what they call the Slim Jim, which you use to go in the door and pop it. Come on, no, man, you've been stealing cars for about 30 years. No, so I said, matter of fact, you even got a business stealing cars. You turned that into repo or whatever. You've been stealing cars for long. Come on in here, Slim Jim. Yeah, we got your books right here. We about to open them. No, come on in. My name Keith. No, your name's Slim Jim. Come on in there, Slim Jim. Come on, sit down. Wait a minute. Yahweh give people what we just read. Yes, Sharon. What? Yahweh call you whatever the hell he want to call you. The earth and the fullness therein belongs to him. So the question is, what does he call you? You already got to deal with what you call yourself. That's one side of it. But what does he call you? Okay. Keep reading. Where we at?
Verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and languages and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Right. When them two prophets torment them, how they torment them? With the word. Same thing people get tormented with today. The truth come at them, and they torment it. And then they want to harm you because that word coming out and it's dealing with them. And people really don't get mad at you because of what you have accomplished. They really mad at you for what they can't accomplish. And you are bringing light to the fact that they can't accomplish it. And they can't turn up their light, so they need to turn down yours. So let's go now. I want to go to, let's go to Exodus chapter 6. See, Yahweh was even strategic in how he dealt with his name and how the children of Israel dealt with him. Exodus chapter 6, started at verse 1.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Now shall you see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And Elohim spake unto Moshe, and said unto him, I am Yahweh. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Esaac, and unto Jacob.
The whole founding fathers of the children of Israel, Abraham, Esaac, and Jacob, by the name of, go ahead.
El Shaddai.
El Shaddai is all they know. The name that they knew was El Shaddai. Then he goes on the next level. They didn't know that level. Go ahead.
Well, by my name Yahweh was I not known to them.
By my name Yahweh was I not known unto them. Now you have a whole lot of people that's going to go back and forth. No, it's Yahuwah, it's Yahweh, is Yah. The bottom line is Yah. Everything that come after that is a statement of his name. Let's go to Psalm 68. So that you know there's a point of reference from connected to what we are saying here. Psalm 68, and started at verse 1.
Let Elohim arise, let his enemies be scattered, let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of Elohim. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before Elohim. Yes, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto Elohim.
Sing unto Elohim. If you're going to sing, this coming out your mouth. Go ahead.
Sing praises to his name.
How you going to sing praises to his name if you don't know the name? Go ahead.
Extol him that rides upon the heavens.
Extol is called. Go ahead.
By his name Yah.
It don't say by his name Yahweh. It don't say Yahweh. It don't say Yahuwah. It don't say Yahabashah. Call him by his name Yah. Okay, wait a minute. He's pretty specific in that. He builds up to this. See, even in the first 3 generations of the holy story, he said, y'all ain't ready for my name. Wait a minute. He's making covenants and promises with Abraham, Esaac, Jacob. Y'all still ain't ready yet. What? We got generations in this, and we ain't ready to know your name? Okay. Name sound like it might be pretty important then. See, you gotta get a couple generations in and holiness before you get up to his name. Go ahead.
You know, when you look at all these things leading up to this, right? He said, they knew me by El Shaddai, they did not know me by my name. They knew me by this, not by my name.
Exactly.
When Moshe said, who shall I say sent me? He didn't say, what is your name? He said, tell them I am sent you.
He says, I am. Then he says, I am that I am.
Right.
You know, so when we get to that, he is very specific. They didn't know me. They knew El Shaddai. They didn't know me by my name, Yah. All right, with that being said, let's go to Hosea chapter 2. And we just pick names and make up names. I get it. We want to be accepted among the world. We want to join these organizations and get pushed to the front of the line. But we have to remember that our Elohim is a very jealous Elohim. So how many times after we've been called by the name of a heathen, how long are you called by that heathen name before your God get jealous? We say, oh, that don't matter. All right. Come home and call your wife your ex-girlfriend name. Go ahead. I'll wait. Matter of fact, go ahead and do it now. We'll wait. Go ahead. We'll wait. Hit us at the UCI.org at Gmail. Go ahead. We're going to wait. Matter of fact, run a commercial. Y'all run a commercial for a second. We're going to wait. We're going to wait for it. And then you just tell us what happened. Right. It's probably not going to go well. That's just, and I'm not a prophet. It's probably not going to go well. You know what I'm saying? It probably not going to go well. You can rest on that. Hosea chapter 2 and go ahead and start at verse 1.
Say you unto your brethren, Amai, and to your sisters, Rohama, plead with your mother, plead, for she's not my wife, neither am I her husband.
Hey, hey. Look, if you walk in the spirit of something, that's what you're gonna get. Keep walking in it. Keep walking in it, and then when you get it, then we acting like we don't know what happened. Why are you doing this to me? I don't understand why I'm going through this. Yes, you do. Go ahead.
Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born.
Now, wait a minute. He said, look here, you keep going and getting naked with people. You keep it up, and I'm going to actually strip you naked. Now, you know the funny thing about nakedness? We only want it when we want it. Because he said, you know what, you can't time I turn around, look at you somewhere naked. I tell you what, next time you in the mall. Now see, now we like, yo, we don't do that. No, hold on. You won't play? You won't play? I can play too. Okay, go ahead.
And make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And
that ain't just a her, that's a him too. See? We want to put on the wife beater and get all greased up. Comb the taco meat. Tease it a little bit, get the comb. Good. You know what I'm saying? Get the comb. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
And I'll not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother has played the harlot. She has conceived them, has done shamefully.
Wait a minute. So now the kids are born into the whoredom that they didn't have nothing to do with. But now they got to deal with the whoredom that they were born in. Okay, go ahead.
She that conceived them has done shamefully. For she said, I'll go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink.
And we don't say that's what we're doing. But all the respect we have is for them people who we work with. We'll step on the servants of Yahweh, but then we'll be respectful to them folk down at that office. Them folk will say something out of line. Well, I knew you didn't mean it, Mr. Bob. Read, man.
Therefore, behold, I'll hedge up your way with thorns, and make a wall, that she shall not find her paths. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Right. You'll never overtake them. You work all day, but you ain't never going to make the kind of money that Mr. Bob Dabalina make down there. You ain't never going to make that money. See, he got you cut off from that. But see, then we want to look like Mr. Bob Dabalina. So then we're going to go buy, a car that look like Mr. Bob car. But our car, it looked like Mr. Bob, but it's 10 years older than Mr. Bob. And the first damn time that car break, it going to be on the side of our damn house. You know how many Range Rovers and BMWs was on the side of our house because it had a damn timing belt? And we were like, I ain't got time for that belt. Right. Because that money, see, we don't check to see how much it costs to repair something. So we go get a used car, and we say, man, this is a good price. I was able to get this car at this price. That way I'm going to look just like Mr. Bob. All right, the problem is Mr. Bob had enough money to get that car fit. And the first time that car break, you're going to realize why Mr. Bob got rid of it. Mr. Bob going to keep that car 2 years. Before it start breaking, he going to turn it back in. And here come one of us. Yeah, we going to get it. And then it going to be broke down on the side of the house. Right. Go ahead, Bree.
Then shall she say, I'll go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax, given to cover her nakedness. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Shabbats, and all her solemn feasts. And I'll destroy her vines and her fig trees, whereof she had said, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me. And I will,
See, we're not even dealing with Yahweh. My lovers gave me this. I got this from my job. This ain't got nothing to do with you, Yahweh. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
and I'll make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I'll visit upon her the days of Baalim, wherein she burnt incense to them. And she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers, and forgot me, says Yahweh. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and will speak comfortably unto her. And I'll give her her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be at that day, says Yahweh, that you shall call me Ishai, and shall call me no more Baali.
Wait a minute. He said, look, I don't like this name y'all calling me, this whole Lord thing. You gonna call me right? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So this matters all the way around. It mattered to him too. People say, well, he has many names. Oh yeah? Tell him. Don't tell me. God has many names. You can love him by all his name. Tell him. Don't tell me what you telling me for. Tell him. Cause that ain't what I'm reading. Go ahead.
For I'll take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth.
Wait a minute. See, that was somebody putting that, when they said put some respect on my name, put some respect on it. Hey, I'm gonna take the A. Hey, be careful. Hey, keep that name out your mouth. What? But I thought they said he had many names. He said, I'm gonna take them out your mouth. Oh, interesting. If he got all these names, why he taking them out everybody's mouth? Go ahead.
And they shall no more be remembered by their name.
Mm-hmm.
And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground.
Wait a minute. I'm going to take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. Wait a minute. You call yourself by them name too. Oh, yeah, you gave yourself them heathen names because you thought it was crude. It's so crude. Right. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
You know, when you look at this, after the name change, then there's a new covenant.
Right. Ain't making it with them old heathen. And see, we're going to have to decide. You ain't just going to come in with some genealogy chart of showing who your daddy is, thinking you finna go into the kingdom. Look here. You see that? My dad, Ernest Lee, from David Lee, from Jimmy Lee, to Lee Lee, and then me. Y'all know how it was in the country. Everybody named Lee. Don't act like you don't know. We got 32 Lees in the family. Okay. All right. That ain't going to work for Yahweh. That ain't going to work. You're going to have to do more than that. Let's go to Romans chapter 1. Now, in 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 22, it says, abstain from all appearance of evil. Now, if we are going to abstain from the appearance of evil, then we have to be careful how we affiliate. What affiliations are you making that may give the appearance of evil? Go ahead, brother. You got something?
So today, while working, I was actually contemplating on this whole name situation. And I was wondering why, with me having a kind of Hebrew name, government-wise, why the name Yonah? You know what I'm saying? And I remember, it just hit me, my first act I did was I ran for my baptism from here. So, and the stigma on me is always, running. Is he going to be here? We don't know. Is he going to show up? Oh, no. How's he feeling? You know what I mean? So my question is, like, how long is that going to be on me? Like, what?
It's going to be on you, Phil. And it need to be on you, Phil. How long when the brother when he said name him Esau, he wanted you to know every time I told you what I was going to do for you, you laughed. I want you to remember that every day of that child life. So every day you need to know you a runner. So that'll tell you don't damn run. See, what we do is we try to go for the opposite. I'm going to name myself Tiny Tim, and we be 800 pounds. And we think that reverse thing is going to do it. You know, I'm a stayer. No. So then we're going to look up stay. You know, I seen there was this person we used to know. And I didn't look up names, you know, at that point. And this person was just like the saddest person. Every time I even talk, how you doing? I was like, hell, I thought I was doing good before I talked to you. Hell, you know what I'm saying? I was doing good. And they were just sad as hell. They were just sad. Every time I seen them. And it was like 4 years of straight sadness. All right? And then one day, we were talking, and I said, what's your name mean? She said, Joy. I said, oh, hell no. I said, you got to be kidding me. Your name, Joy? You are like the most anti-joy of anybody I've ever seen in my life. But maybe that was something they were trying to look forward to. So they wanted to call the spirit of happiness and joy on them, and maybe it would reside there. It didn't work. But damn it, it was a good try. It was a good try. So they tried. All right, where we at, bro?
Romans 1.
All right, Romans 1, and let's see. I want you to start at verse 28.
And even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
So when the mind is given over into a reprobate state, there ain't nothing you can tell them to fix them. They think you broke. Go ahead.
Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers. Sometimes, and you'll be surprised that some of the whisperers seem like they're the boldest people. You get them in the room and then they don't talk. Go ahead. Backbiters, haters of Elohim, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of Elohim,
Go ahead.
that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Wait a minute. That's why you find that the haters hang together. So you watch who hang with who. They not only do the things, but they have pleasure in them that do them. So then you find somebody messy, and you look up, and messy is hanging out with messier. And then you see messier, and they hanging out with messiest. You say, damn, that go messy, messier, and messiest. They be hanging. Oh, because they have pleasure in other people who do the same dirt that they do. Now, you won't find messy hanging out with clean. Because see, when messy hang out with clean, then messy feels some kind of way. You think you better than me. Now, clean ain't said nothing too messy. All right? But messy has a problem because it is messy. Okay? So then, now they get with messier and messiest, and now they talking about clean. And now clean like, I'm being jumped on here by messy, messier, and messiest, and I ain't did nothing to none of them. That's where it goes. They not only do those things, but they have pleasure in them that do them. Let's go to go to Exodus chapter 23. Because, you know, sometimes you read something out of the New Testament and it's abstain from all appearance of evil. You know, a lot of times we don't think that there's biblical reference to that. Exodus 23 and Start at verse 7.
Keep you far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay you not, for I will not justify the wicked.
Wait a minute. If you are to keep you far from a false matter, when Messy came to Messier, and then they call Messiest, there's a point when you see this, you're like, you know what? No, I'm stepping back from that. I'm not getting into that. You see that this is a false matter, how you get involved? See, they're going to pull you in. You got to stand and say, no, I'm not getting in that. Because see, it looked like clean is finna be overpowered. Because, you know, clean standing there by themselves. And then you got Messier, and Messiest. And guess what? Eventually, Messier, and Messiest, they're going to call nasty. Then nasty going to call nastier. And then nastier going to call nastiest. Now you got all these people ganged up on clean. Right. Don't get sucked in. Go ahead.
And you shall take no gift, for the gift blinds the wise and perverts the words of the righteous.
Taking the gift is letting the acceptance get you. So now they accept you into their nasty circle. They accept you into their circle of mess. Now you feel accepted. You done got the gift. The gift has blinded you that you are now in a circle of filth. But you happy though. Go ahead.
You know, a lot of times people don't examine the acceptance. Why did I get accepted? And start examining, and then if you really look at certain things, you look like, well, really, we really don't have anything in common. Why am I accepted over there? Then now you got to analyze, how do they benefit from me?
Exactly. Because the one thing about just because something is nasty and dirty and messy, sometimes it still need a ride to get over there. Because see, dirty is only dirty over here. But dirty want to be dirty over there. And dirty heard you had a car. And dirty said, I'll call on layaway. So if you can take us over there, then now our nasty can be nasty over there. So now, you know what I'm saying? You just been used to transport nastiness. It never even liked you. Because at first it thought you were clean. So it had some animosity. But whenever it can use you, and this is what people do. There was, when I first got in the word, there was a brother that I thought the brother was just brilliant. And the brother was really smart, because my elder used to let this dude do like pre-Sabbath classes. He was like, you know, I mean, awesome in the word. And then I'm new, I'm just now coming in, and the brother was like, everything about this brother said, like, you know, he was a brother to be, you know, around. He was a handsome brother. He was very well spoken. He could do music. I was like, this brother is a nice dude. And everybody kept saying these bad things about him, but it was like in these little pockets. But he was exceptionally nice to me. And I was like, why are y'all saying all these bad things about this wonderful human being? Then I looked, and my elder is up there clowning. I said, who is my elder clowning? And then I find out it is this fine, exceptional image of an individual here. And I said, this man is awesome. He has been nothing but nice to me. Then I started putting two and two together. All the people he was nice to all had something in common. We all did music. Because he was a musician and he was doing record company things, he was nice to anybody who did music or somebody he could benefit from. So then you look into who they take pictures with, who they pose with, who they do things with. They're all somebody that they can benefit from. Sometimes even when nasty try to be clean, it's still nasty. Go ahead.
Also, you shall not oppress a stranger, For you know the heart of a stranger, seeing you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
So then this law tells us to keep far from a false matter. So when we look at something and it's showing the evidence that it's messy, that's when you're supposed to wash your hands and step back. But what we'll do is worry about people's feelings and say, you know what, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Them the same people who going to step on yours. They don't care nothing about your feelings. When you find out that it's mess and you don't want to be in it, step back. When my son was playing Little League, there was, I didn't know the cesspool of what Little League sports was. Every couple of years, somebody get a new Corvette or Benz. All right, they've been using them same football shoulder pads since Martin Luther King. I think Martin Luther King's name is on there. I think, you know what I'm saying? And one of the shoulder pads had "Free at Last" right on the back of it. So every couple of years they changing hands. So then one year the baseball coach get elected as the commissioner. Now the problem is our baseball coach was loaded. He was rich. All right, really good guy. You know, had 2 of them MTV crib houses. I mean, he got money. So he walks in. Day 2, he got the job. They voted him in. Yay, yay. Doc is the commissioner. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got good leadership. We happy, right? He opened the book on day 2, seeing how much money was stolen. He closed the book and resigned. What happened? He saw mess. And because he was rich, they were going to blame him for all the money that was gone. Everybody before him stole. Everybody. The day he got the job and looked at those numbers and seen who all these big $20,000, $30,000 holes, he closed the book and resigned. He said, I'm going to go back to being a coach. And he didn't say nothing. I could tell by the look. Oh, that's one of them. He would keep his head. He stayed out of mess. But eventually we started to figure out, yeah, these are all those people that popped up with them new cars at the Little League park. Interesting. But the real rich man saw them numbers and quit. Everybody else saw it as an opportunity. I'm going to take out the same $30,000 that the last 8 in front of me did. All right, keep you far from a false matter. Be careful what you let yourself get caught up in. That's all that we're going to do for tonight. Priest Kish, would you lead us out in prayer, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's rise and face the east. Our Father Yah, the El of Abraham, Esaac, and Jacob, Most High Covenant, Elohim of Israel. Merciful Father Yahweh, give thanks, Almighty Yahweh, for this opportunity, O Heavenly Father. Almighty Yahweh, to go through this legacy, O Heavenly Father. I thank you for even this question, O Heavenly Father, of us being able to go through names and the meanings of names, O Heavenly Father. Almighty Yahweh, I pray that we'll continue to know that within your law, statutes, and judgments, O Heavenly Father, that everything has a meaning, O Heavenly Father. And we have to understand what's meaningful unto you, Almighty Yahweh. Let us not walk as a hola and a holaba, O Heavenly Father. Our forefathers walked in those ways, and we walked in those ways before we knew of your ways, O Heavenly Father. I pray that you'll continue to give us understanding of your ways as you've done on this evening with just something as simple as a name, Almighty Yahweh. I pray that we'll be able to pick names that reflect you, O Heavenly Father, and be able to walk in those things uprightly, O Heavenly Father, magnifying you in all that we do, Almighty Yah. I pray and ask that you'll forgive our sins and our trespasses against you, and forgive the sins and the trespasses of our forefathers, O Heavenly Father. And please continue to keep your hedge of protection around this, your little sanctuary, and around our individual homes, Almighty Yah. In Yahshua's name, I humbly come to you and pray and ask these things of you. Amen and hallelujah.
Amen and hallelujah.